So I'm in the town of Beaver Lodge. It's 100 or so kilometers before Dawson Creek, which is the beginning of the Alaska Highway. I don't know why they call it Beaver Lodge. I wonder if it's got something to do with this guy. World's biggest beaver. So here we are at mile 0 of the Alaska Highway in Dawson Creek, BC. So to give a little context, the Alaska Highway starts here in Dawson Creek, BC, and it goes all the way to Alaska. It was built during the Second World War by the Americans to, I guess, bring supplies up to Alaska for fear of a Russian invasion or something like that. And yeah, it was 2,700 kilometers long. Now it's down to 2,200 and change because they continue to rebuild and make it straighter. And it's paved the whole way. And yeah, I've driven it once before from here all the way to Whitehorse, and it was an epic adventure full of emptiness and wilderness and just spectacular. And this time, if I can get into the Yukon, I'm going to drive it all the way to Dawson City, Yukon, and from there veer off onto the Dempster Highway all the way up to Inuvik. So here we go, the beginning of the Alaska Highway. Well, that was quite the adventure down that huge hill. I can smell my brakes from here. They're obviously quite hot, but I did find this really nice spot down here by the river. So this is the Peace River. Let me look up where it starts and finishes. So I'm in Fort St. John, northern BC. There's a park here. I'm going to go check it out, get a picture. Now, love's a bit of a strong word since I barely know the place, but it's nice to get that shot in. Boy, this would have been a perfect place to go for a dip and have a bath. There's a little beachy area, not a person in sight. But alas, I have already bathed for the day, and so I'm not going to go in again. So I just pulled into Fort Nelson, northern BC. I forget the mile marker, but we're way north now on the Alaska Highway. And driving into town felt strange because it felt like just a regular Canadian town, because there's a brand new Tim Hortons and a whole bunch of kind of regular restaurants and stuff. There's a Boston Pizza and an A&W and a Subway. And yet we're so far out in the middle of nowhere. It's hours from the next significant town. Check out all this ancient stuff they have at the Heritage Museum, Fort Nelson. 1960 it says. Awesome. Look at this ancient excavator. Oh my goodness, that's what it looked like? Look at that. Imagine rolling up to a construction site and seeing something like this. Oh my goodness. A metal plate to sit on, like just a few simple levers. Oh my goodness, that is epic. I wonder how many people died working in or near these machines back in the day. Oh my goodness, this thing is old. Oh, so this must have been one of the vehicles that was used to build the Alaska Highway, 1942. This is my napping spot. Too tired to drive, so I'm gonna shut down for an hour or whatever. So this was my camping spot last night. I think we're about 150 kilometers past Fort Nelson, something like that anyways. It's a pretty pristine spot. Didn't really hear the highway, it's right there. Mountains all around, a little creek, and fire pits. I finally got a fire going. Took a while though. So I'm heating up food for the first time this trip over a fire. Seen 2 bars. So to give you a quick update on where I am, this is Muncho Lake, which is 250 kilometers past Fort Nelson along the Alaska Highway. So I'm going to continue along this. My next major destination is these hot springs. I don't know if I'll be allowed to access them, but we'll see. They're about an hour further up the road, so check in then. Awesome. Look at this. That water is mad hot. Man, what a unique and interesting place. These hot springs, I guess it's geothermal heat that heats the water way below ground. It doesn't freeze all winter long. I guess there's enough heat from the water that it doesn't freeze even in the dead of winter. And we're near the Yukon border. The winters here must be brutal.